Yeah. Listen.
Here's the situation, Officer Grant. There's going to be an official disciplinary hearing regarding some concerning reports we've received from other officers in the department and some civilians on the street. Lieutenant Wilkes is going to be sitting in, interjecting as needed. We're going to have a conversation about both the ethics and the standards of the LSPD and your actions within the LSPD. All right?
Okay, so do I talk on this or just listen?
I will be asking you questions.
Okay.
Number one reason why this was initiated is your conversation with other officers regarding Sergeant Donovan. Other officers have alerted us that you feel that Donovan is holding you back and that she is out to get you, basically preventing you from advancing your career, and that she is acting in a malignant manner towards you. Have you had other conversations with officers to this effect?
In what sense?
In a negative connotation, feeling that she is out to get you, that you say she is out to get you, and that she is acting in a malicious manner towards you.
No.
Are you certain of this?
Yeah, unless you can reference something.
Well, I cannot reference that at this time. It is well documented by certain other officers. To that effect, when it comes to things such as Donovan holding you back, having anything against you, conversations of that manner need to cease. Am I clear?
I'm trying to get to the point of the reference on it because you're telling me to. I'm saying something that I'm trying to figure out what did I say that would come to that conclusion because you're saying that I said that she's holding me back maliciously.
Indeed, that you think that she has out to get you, that she's specifically targeting you.
I'm trying to figure out who I said that to because those words never came out my mouth.
It came from multiple officers,
How could it be
straight straight to Sergeant Donovan herself.
You're saying I said it to Sergeant Donovan?
No, multiple officers who heard you say this to them and who took it back to Donovan.
Yeah, I've never said that. So I've never said that in game chat.
Regardless, it's been enough that we have to act on it. We're going to be keeping the name of the reporting officers anonymous for the time being because of the ethics within our overall report structure.
So my thing is you're accusing me of something. I'm not saying you, but the reporters are accusing me of something, and there's no like grounds or context behind it or proof, but you're believing that over what I'm saying.
It came from multiple sources, and we've had multiple conversations about Donovan. You have acted in a appropriate manner when you and I speak about Donovan.
And that's the as far as the details, how I've spoke to you has probably been more in detail than I've spoke to anybody else. To be fair, to be honest with you.
My recommendation is when you speak about things such as this, that you don't. Other officers feel like you are coming off a certain way. When you and I speak, I understand how you speak. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, totally get it.
So when it comes to Donovan, anything about her hindering your career or acting out against you needs to stop. If you have a complaint about Sergeant Donovan, take to the chain of command, go from there. All right?
Sounds good.
All right. I don't want to hear anything about that ever again. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
All right.
This
Now,
is this is
onwards to
big dickin', bro.
your relations with both the public and your fellow officers. Tell me a little bit about the details of what happened between you and members of a gold gang yesterday. More specifically, Bodie Rain and another individual who I cannot remember.
Night.
Believe so.
Yeah. Pulled up to a scene. They was acting erratic, and they said they was robbing. They were making up a story saying they were robbing us. They were taking a photo shoot. I have the report somewhere, and they tried to flee. I tased them, and they were just saying crazy shit. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna hunt me. XYZ, XYZ. Just the whole time, and proceeded to try to hunt me during the rest of the shift.
Did you antagonize these individuals at any point?
No.
Did you make inflammatory remarks on Twitter towards these individuals?
In what sense?
As in, did you go on Twitter, make a post intended to inflame the situation?
Um, I would say no.
So I'm going to drop this right here in a little document. Now, these are true and factual remarks you made from your Twitter account, correct?
Did you drop it? I didn't get it.
I did. Let me drop it again.
All right. Okay, sorry. Drop it one more time. Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. So what's wrong with these tweets?
Dealing with primarily a criminal populace and civilian populace, these can be seen as inflammatory. They lack professionalism as expected of both the LSPD and the BCSO.
So there's a problem with like free speech here, like, cause I didn't at nobody. These are just lyrics I'll be listening to in my car.
The problem isn't free speech, the problem is professionalism. When you are on duty as an officer and you are making these remarks towards the civilian populace, it comes off a certain way. We need to hold ourselves to a higher standard. Now, when you are off duty in your free time, you're not clocked in and you're in your own house, that's a different story. But at the same time, you are still held to that standard. Does this make sense?
Well, you're taking it out of context and you're making it seem the whole context was you're saying, did you antagonize these individuals, and then you said this is what you tweeted, but I tweet every day. If you're gonna take those screenshots, I literally come on duty and I tweet every day lyrics from songs. So how did that one screenshot get together with this what happened yesterday? I just don't understand. Like, I've literally tweet every day since I've been on duty.
I've seen your tweets as well. Not all of them are this bad. More specifically, in regards to that Coda individual who's one of those people who was complaining about you and your actions.
Well, okay, so you have we deal with criminals nonstop, and a criminal complains, threatens to shoot an officer, complains. Nobody in the police department says, "Oh, this person is threatening to shoot this officer." No one talks about it. Nobody says anything. But then I get called in from a criminal complaint saying that he didn't like my actions, but he's the one that was saying that he's gonna kill me 20 minutes after the jail because he went to store for a shop robbery.
You charge him with criminal threats.
Yeah, but my point is at the end of the day, this is getting brought to my attention where now it feels like you guys don't have my back because nothing was said. Even in the meetings yesterday, I had to stand up and say, hey, by the way, there's people looking to kill me. If it wasn't for Kotov and Hunter, who pulled me aside and did everything they could to protect me and said, hey, you need to ride by 2, nobody else in this PD department cared. So it's like, all right, well, why are we giving Grant so much flack on situations that don't even correlate with these suspects, but then you got a criminal will complain and literally be the worst type of person, and you guys don't look at that as anything and take that complaint and then be like, well, this guy made a complaint about you and we have to talk to you about that. And I'm telling you exactly what happened. So that makes me be like, okay, well, how am I supposed to do my job? Because do I let these guys just go off on a store run, or do I take them in and then they say they're going to kill me, they're going to do all of this because they don't like the way I didn't fall for their bullshit charade and had us in the jail cell for an hour and a half, wasted my time and their time. And now I get called and said, oh, you've been misbehaving. And this is why criminals feel like they have the power over cops and everything, because they can shit on us. And the moment we be stern, we get the persons in the office getting the complaint. So like, how is that supposed to make me not feel discouraged about being in PD? Because it seems like nobody has my back, but soon as something happens, I get called into the office about a complaint, but nobody called me in the office and said, hey, Grant, we got to protect you from what happened yesterday. You know, you're one of our brothers or nothing like that. So I'm just a little confused at this point. And that's not directed at you, by the way. That's in general.
I understand that you do feel a certain kind of way. Let me put it like this. I've had a lot of different conversations with a lot of different people about you over this last week, right? This is a pattern of behavior we're establishing. The most recently documented things are from today.
Bro, I swear you can't have a personality, bro. I swear.
In regards
you can't.
to interaction with individuals from said Gold Gang. The reason why we are talking about this is because we don't want this pattern to continue.
I literally met them one time yesterday.
I understand that. You've had previous interactions with other individuals, sometimes at scenes I've been at, back when you were cadet, not when you were probationary. You did good when you were probationary. You were killing it when you were riding with me. Do you remember that?
I've been doing the same thing. I'm sorry for having a personality on these streets, but I don't cross the line. I don't do anything. So I don't know what this whole be against Grant thing is. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like there's a hidden agenda to it, you know?
I don't think there's a hidden agenda unless you're talking about from the streets. I don't know. I don't think so. I've had people dislike me on the streets before and submit complaints about me before. I've been in your exact same position before.
Yeah, I'm good, chap.
Sometimes it's bullshit, sometimes it's legitimate. Either way, I still have to address it. Does that make sense to you?
No, I'm not. From what you're saying, I'm not looking at it as you are personally attacking me, but you're just doing what you need to do in your job, and all the numerous complaints and all the people that are talking behind my back are saying about me. So I get it. You got to do what you got to do, but I'm telling you, it's not like that. Yes, if you have a personality, you're going to be talked about. I come on this duty and I do my job, and I just don't take no bullshit from criminals. That's all it is. So obviously they're going to complain, because I'm not letting them get away with just running off shooting somebody and that's it. So they're going to feel some type of way. But, you know, but it just seems like you're saying over the past week, and I've literally been putting in mad work again, but nobody comes and says, great job, great this. It's just grant this. So clearly why I come to the conclusion it's a hidden agenda, because to me, what you're saying, and in all due respect, it don't make no sense to me, because there's nothing that I'm doing out of pocket. The Gold Gang yesterday acted irrational, was mad disrespectful. If anything, I should be getting a thank you for holding my composure with them, because if that was anybody else, if they were acting like that with Lane or something, Lane would have put those guys in check. Those guys were disrupted. They were screaming in the cells. They were saying all types of shit, and then continued to hunt me after. So how are these guys making a legit complaint, and it's being held to any type of substance? I just personally just don't understand how that makes sense. So if I go on duty right now and I get shot down by them, oh, what? Grant got shot. Oh, okay, cool. All right, move on next. No, this is my life on the line.
We value the lives of every single officer on duty. It is our duty to protect our sworn brothers and sisters, not just the civilians. We preserve life, we enforce the law. That ain't how it is. If you got shot down, people would immediately be there. I would immediately be there. Lieutenant Wilkes would immediately be there. Anyone who could respond would immediately be there.
And I'll tell you right now, if we did catch those people, they'd be looking at a court charge.
Oh,
that's murder.
It's the intent that's there. Like they're actively out to get you.
You know what? It's so funny, because every time I talk to an officer, it's a completely different story, because they had them on a jewelry store, flagged their plates. They were well aware that these guys was a threat, and they were looking for me. I was getting surrounded, and then they pulled them over on a traffic stop and decided to talk to them, to the point for another 30 minutes, and they drove off. So nobody was saying, let's take these guys in. This is intent. This is this. This is that. Nobody was saying that.
It wasn't like they didn't do a 10-5.
They didn't even do a 10-5. That's what we was talking about yesterday.
See,
like
that could have been just them not knowing the situation.
Oh, they knew. They knew. Everybody knew.
Okay. I wasn't there for the majority of the shit. Well, I was there, but I was here because I'm on light duty, so couldn't really be out there figuring out what was going on. I only heard that you were being hunted. I didn't know who. I just heard it was a gold SDX that was just driving around. But again, I mean, that should have been handled differently by the officers on scene. If it was just a regular 38 that turned into them talking for 30 minutes and then let go, it should turn.
Why has he been investigating you for over a week? I don't know.
All that information there, that these were the right people that were actively hunting you. I mean, that was just handled wrong way.
In regards to that situation, if you have to name the officers involved, please do create a list and get that to us, and that will be handled. You need to utilize your resources within the department when you do have an issue with something. We cannot help you or any other officer that does not approach us.
I'm very vocal on what I feel that needs to be fixed. I'm very vocal. I talk to Pike. I talk to Tina. I talk to a lot of people on what's happening, but it just, nothing happens. Nothing happens. It's not like I just don't talk about it. Everybody knows, and most of the time I get support with it. But I just think like some of this stuff is just petty. It just doesn't even, there's no substance to it. I'm just gonna keep.
I've had petty reports against me as well, but at the same time, those reports still get addressed. Your superiors have to do their due diligence. We still need to take them seriously no matter where they come from.
Mm-hmm. Also, we need to, part of this whole talk right here is to also hear your side of the story too. So, like, don't think that we're not listening to you right now, because we're definitely taking everything that you say into account.
Well, I wish it was like that, because it's like when a complaint comes in and then I say, it's like my word doesn't mean anything. It's like the word, yeah, a criminal could say, hey, Grant planted a gun on me, and I get called in office. Grant, why did you plant a gun on this criminal? It's like, what? Like, I'm in these streets. I'm on the floor 10 hours a day. I'm barely inside. I see all of this. These guys get away. They get caught one time and they're crying. So you know, at the end of the day, there's going to be some type of way that's going to be handled. If their feelings are hurt, and I'm not crossing any lines, I'm not doing any misconduct, their feelings literally, in all due respect, means nothing to me. I'm here to do a job, whether people like it or not. Like, I'm not just gonna let you rob a bank and get away. I'm not gonna let you rob a bank and you're just shooting in front of officers, and that's fit. That's not fit to me. That's not what I signed up for. So if you get caught and you want to scream and say you're gonna kill me and fuck you, you piece of shit, that's fine. Those are words. I don't care if they but I'm not gonna be a robot and not be saying anything. All right, you're in your feelings. All right, buddy, get some tissue. Like, I'm gonna say that. That's what it is. Why is it always like you know, just in my opinion, off record, it's kind of like, hey guys, don't antagonize crims to shoot, but they shoot anyways. Hey guys, don't antagonize crims to do this, but it's like, this is not the level of crims we're dealing with that are mature and understand the nature of the reality of what's going on. These are crims that will walk into middle of gunfights, they'll dance, they'll do all this stupid shit and don't understand simple conduct. So at the end of the day, they're going, all these officers, I can tell you this, these officers on duty, these officers are firm, these officers are really good, and they still get shot down. Because you know why? Crims are going to shoot regardless. They don't come from the same moral compass. They're going to shoot because they're bored. They're going to shoot you because they're angry. They're going to shoot you because, man, you just hit them a little too hard. But if they know when we pull up, we're not going to fuck around, and you're going to go to jail if you do not, you know, either perform a certain way or behave in a certain way, that's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. I go in situations sometimes and I'm confused on how is this even happening. I'm confused because I'm like, I don't even know what to do in this situation. Like what do I do? And then we go bring them to the jails, and then we got lawyers that just go above and beyond boundaries. And then it's like, oh, what do we do? So I'm dealing with all this nonstop. So yeah, if out of 195s, one gets pissed off, listen, man, I'm sorry, I'm doing my job, and that's it. I understand the whole thing about the Tina thing you guys were saying. The Tina thing, Sergeant, I discussed to you about it. You also said to me, yeah, I understand what you're saying, Grant, but maybe if you said it to someone else like that, they wouldn't understand it, or they don't understand the way you're pointing it at, and they could take it a certain other way. So you said, don't speak on it again. I said, from that time, even when I spoke to you downstairs, when you said you're gonna handle it, you're gonna talk to her, I've never spoke on it. I've never spoke on it since then, at all. Because again, I put myself in other perspective. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Sergeant's right. Maybe someone else would maybe be taking this and like, oh, this is juicy gossip, or no, just by not their innocence, they might say, oh, I think this is like what he's saying is bad. But I'm not out here just saying that. And anything I ever said, I'm very vocal with Tina, and Tina's also said.
Let me cut in real quick. So we're gonna compartmentalize this real quick, all right? Regarding Donovan, we on the same page, correct?
10-4.
All right. Now here's where we need to get into the meat of the issue with public relations, civilians, 9/5s, all that. All right. There is a time and place to joke around. Identifying when that time and place is the key here. The department does have your back. That is why we are in this conversation right now. That is why I've been so personally invested in your development, in your training, and in your disciplination. This comes straight from command, why I'm here. We want to make sure you succeed at the end of the day. You got a lot of potential in you. We just want to make sure that potential doesn't go wasted. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
The point of the disciplinary reports and why we have these conversations is to course correct when we see something going wrong. We don't want you to have reports against you. A lot of times we get reports about officer conduct We pull him to the side. It's not an entire thing. I've gone through 7 disciplinary reports in the last 2 days. It is not always a bad thing. It is not the end of the world. So, here's what we're going to do from here. Because you are being hunted by members of the gang right now, you will not ride solo when you are on duty. You must have another officer with you whenever you go out. It doesn't matter what rank. They cannot be a probationary and they cannot be a cadet, though. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
To that end, you need to watch yourself and you need to watch how you approach 9-5s, all right?
I'm not even gonna talk to them. Just if they're doing some stuff, I'm just pulling up. And I'm just gonna, once I detain them, I'm just gonna read a script to them, and that's it. If they venting, they complaining, I am not saying a word to them. So
As long as you are doing your duty, that's what you're supposed to be doing. There's a place for personality. We don't want you to be a robot.
no,
That
that's
is not
exactly
we
what they want me
That
to
is
be,
not the
a
point of this
robot.
conversation. What we need you to do is judge when you can joke around and when you need to be on the ball serious about the job. All right?
10-4.
You got greatness in you. It's just a road bump. Don't let it get to you. All right?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other questions, Officer Grant?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right. If you would like to go find someone to ride with, go ahead. You will be clear within the next couple of either days or weeks. I will inform you when you are clear to ride alone again.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
I'm going to have a conversation with Lieutenant. Text me or call me if you need anything else.
All right, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Of course.
Have a good shift.